I'm back.
What is up, gamers? It's your boy Ricky back again with another quickie reading, and today we will be going over dreams. This is something I promised for quite a while, but I was busy getting my ass kicked by finals. So, with no more delay, let's jump in to dreams. Nowadays, it is widely accepted that dreams can provide valuable insight into the mind of the dreamer. While they represent at best a warped reflection of what goes on in the unconscious mind, dreams are nevertheless made up of more than just random, meaningless images, usually involving the memories and thoughts of said individual, which I don't particularly agree with, because if my dreams mean anything, I am a notorious war criminal now.
I also am a literal, actual war criminal.
You weren't supposed to admit that, Pete. Chris adheres to a simple, primitive belief in the significance of dreams. It's part and parcel of his religious mysticism. He believes many of his dreams are messages from God, as if he were a modern-day Nebuchadnezzar. Dreams in Chris's mind can provide accurate portents of the future, and much of his strange behavior may be connected to his attempts to make these dreams into a reality. And right here we have an image of a very thick, authentic Cherokean dream catcher. As we all know, Chris is actually Cherokean, if you can't tell by his arts and crafts skill.
It is very much made of Crayola model magic.
No, this one's made out of strings and regret. Patty's bones. That's too dark. No, it's simply string and regret and 2 feathers.
And some bones from a beloved animal.
Typifying Chris's dreams. Just like those of real people, Chris's dreams can be split in some distinct categories which can tell us more about his motivations, his fears, and his state of mind at the time he dreamt them. It should be noted that the dreams Chris has seen fit to discuss are no doubt the ones which have affected him emotionally, and which he thus considers worthy of discussion. It is highly likely that on most nights he simply dreams his Aspie dreams like I do about day-to-day events, just like we all do. Considering what Chris's life is like, these are probably not worth consideration by anyone. Wish fulfillment dreams. Freud, who is a fraud, stated that all dreams were a kind of wish fulfillment. While this has been discussed ad nauseum and expanded upon by many psychologists in the years since, this represents a good jumping off point for studying some of Chris's dreams. As one example, Chris's dog, Patty, died, and he wanted to know that she was happy. So he dreamt that she was in heaven. This is simple enough, though it does raise questions about Chris's ability to work through his grief. Also related to this are dreams when he is back at high school in dumbass classes where he wasn't affected by the cruelties of real life. Surrounded by gal pals and still felt enough to fit into his Ash Ketchum costume. The anachronistic appearance of Megan in these dreams serves to confirm that they represent mental wish fulfillment on his part. Chris wants to go back to high school and his mind allows him to do so. And that is a very interesting thing. Usually in dreams centering around Chris in high school, Megan is there, even though Megan wouldn't appear in his life until later on with the gameplays. Aspirational Dreams. Chris's dreams about Crystal and those he attributes to the influence of God represent a far less common and somewhat more problematic type of dream. One which seems to create aspirations in the dreamer. These dreams are extremely rare, in many cases happening only a handful of times in an entire lifetime, according to Jung, who is slightly less of a fraud as Freud, but a fraud nonetheless. Chris's dream about Crystal, considering it happened at such an early age, likely coincided with a major period of psychological growth in his life. What little we know about Chris's life at this time may support this notion, which would have inflated an otherwise small thought in his mind to a highly emotional aspiration. To have remembered this dream for so long suggests a feeling of bliss or enormous happiness at the time of dreaming, which he now associates with the content of the dream. Crystal therefore represents less an actual wish for a daughter, as Chris doesn't know shit about raising children and is too lazy and self-centered to do it well, and more desire to return to the state of happiness he felt in his sleep, likely at a moment of extreme personal catharsis within his waking life. And if I was to play armchair psychologist for just a moment, I would say it's more of he's just wanting to carry on his dreams. Or Ree.
Are all the re's staying in? I hope they are.
No, like, whenever I say Ree, it's kind of like a mark of, like, I screwed up, go back and fix this in post.
Just leave all the re's. Leave
No.
this an unedited video.
I should, but I won't. It's more about the wish to carry on his genes, not his dreams. For most of Chris's life, he's just wanted a girl that he can turn into a sweetheart, impregnate, and then be a house husband for. So I'm not sure. You could argue that the crystal dream started that. You could argue that the reason why the crystal dream is still so prevalent is because of that, and it's not as clear-cut as the quickie would have you to believe. And now, Pete, would you like to read Nightmares?
Absolutely. Given Chris's total lack of imagination, nightmares seem shockingly vivid. The particulars of what they represent are a job for a psychologist of a level above that of church counselor. Although the acid factory dream is simple enough to understand, Chris hates alcohol and tobacco, but their apparent muffled severity offers us some hope that within the stagnating mass of lard and stupidity that is Chris, there is a voice of reason struggling to escape, like a drowning man screaming madly for the surface. If Chris ever discovers the turmoil indicated by his nightmares and what they represent, it would very likely destroy his perspective on the world, and he may finally continue on the path towards mental, psychological maturity. He says, unable to read.
No, so that's actually a good representation of how Chris Chan talks.
Very true.
And that's what you were doing. It's not because you are a fool. It's because Chris is a fool. And that's the important thing to remember. We have not made any mistakes. Anyway, this has been the long-awaited episode. Like I said, finals kicked my ass. We're gonna follow the specific instances of Chris Chan's dreams next time. Anyway,
That was just a theory.
shut the hell up, Pete. Bye.